It's dark, but I do feel I do see a man with a sharp nose,
Mm-hmm.
not like anybody I know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a window.
Are you
It's a
indoors or
room.
outdoors?
Indoors.
Mm-hmm. And is the man also indoors with you?
It feels like I am the man, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
in his body. I'm just watching him.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Observe that man. Tell me what you notice about him. Why is it that he...
Maybe he's not me. I don't. I
Mm-hmm.
feel trepidation around him, wariness
Mm-hmm.
from me towards him.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Focus on that feeling. Intensify it. Tell me what you perceive in yourself as you look at this man.
He's very cold,
Mm-hmm.
not even angry, just distant and cold.
Distant and cold. Very good. Distant and cold. What does that remind you of? Distant and cold.
My mom.
Your mom. Very good. That's
The
it.
strange thing is that I feel like the only thing that it feels like I could be with all his hair is a dog.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Focus on yourself now. Step into whatever body you have, if it be a physical body or an etheric body. Step into that body fully. Tell me what you perceive about yourself.
So this is very amorphous. Now, the hair that I thought was a hair, it's a large skirt on a dress.
Mm-hmm.
It swirls around and it matches the attire of the man. So
Mm-hmm.
it would be like that we were a couple. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel a sense of myself or my body yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very distant in this.
Very distant.
Disconnected. I'm disconnected in this.
Disconnected and distant. Very good. Tell me what you notice about yourself, about how you feel.
Again, this is still amorphous. I feel like I don't belong.
Mm-hmm. Feeling like you
It
don't
looks
belong.
like I belong. I
Mm-hmm.
have all the, it almost looks cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
Very disconnected from it, but I'm not seeing myself because I'm in the body now,
Mm-hmm.
but it feels like I'm a woman, very stylish, fairly 18th century.
Very good. What do you notice about yourself? What goes on in your mind? What are you thinking about?
I'm afraid of him,
Mm-hmm. Afraid of him.
but I hide it. I don't show it.
Mm-hmm. And who is this man to you? What type of relationship do you have?
He could be like a husband.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
Very
clear.
good. Very good. Tell me what's going on in this scene as you're afraid of this man. What is he doing?
Well, I want to feel love. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be loving. I want there to be love, but there is none.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel love beating in my heart so big, but
Mm-hmm.
I have nobody to share it with.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening with him.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we're connected.
Very good.
I really just want to run away.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
He takes no notice of me at all.
Mm-hmm. And how old are you?
Young,
Mm-hmm. Very
like
good.
in early 20s or late
Mm-hmm.
teens. Very young,
Do you
very
know if
fashionable.
if you have any children at this point?
No children.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
But I'm also angry that it's not happening, that what I wanted isn't happening.
And what is it that you wanted?
I wanted a love relationship.
Mm-hmm.
He's very cold, like a banker. Everything is very.
And what is it that brought you together? Let's go back in time and see how you met. Three, two, and one.
Well, it does feel like I'm making it up, but it is here. Uh, it was a match made by my father.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And when you look at your father, just look into his eyes for a moment and take your time. Does he seem familiar to you in some way?
No, mm-mm.
Very good. Now tell me, what happens next as you meet this man?
Well, we did get married. It wasn't a very. It was very fashionable, but not very fun and not very enjoyable. It was
Mm-hmm.
more like a business deal, and I felt like I was just a business transaction.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out I do run away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so angry and so sad, and I do run away.
Very good.
I was a prize. I
Mm-hmm.
was in this body, very thin, very elegant, very desirable, but it was for nothing. There's no.
Mm-hmm.
Other people got the prize, but I didn't. My father did, this man did, but I was left out of the equation,
Mm-hmm.
even even though I was the prize.
I see. Very good. Tell me
And I
what
ran away. I
happens.
became very poor.
I see.
There was nobody who would take me in. And I didn't have any skills. I didn't know how to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to work. I didn't know how to get money. And I
Well,
hid from them. I didn't want anybody to find me.
mm-hmm.
And I think I just died. I don't feel any thoughts. I just feel vacant.
Feeling vacant. Very good. Let's go to the last day of your life, that lifetime, and really bring everything into focus and see what happened. Three, two, and one. Last day of your life. Tell me where you are.
It feels like I'm in a room, like somebody found me, and there's a table with food on it, but I won't eat.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
I don't want to be part of that life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be part of that charade. And I will myself to death.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about that. What is
I'm,
behind that decision?
I'm just angry.
You're angry.
Very angry. I don't want
Very
to be part of
angry.
that kind of a life. It's not for me.
Tell me about that life that
It
you.
feels like a prison.
Mm-hmm,
Balls and talking and being giddy,
mm-hmm,
and they found me and brought me back, and then I don't know how to get away. I don't know how
mm-hmm,
to be. I don't know what being real means. I don't
mm-hmm.
know what being myself means, but I don't want to be that.
And how much time has passed now since you ran away?
Not long. It doesn't seem long at all. It just seems like days.
Mm-hmm. So they brought you back.
But through anger and sorrow, all the will to live has left.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in there. It's all gone.
No
Not
will to
even
live.
thoughts. There's no thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be gone.
Just want to be gone. And tell
And
me,
I am.
what happens as you feel all this anger and sorrow? What happens to your body, to your mind, as you're feeling that you don't want to be part of all of this?
Well, I don't blame them. I don't blame anybody. They're just who they are. I'm not even angry at them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I just slip. It's like I slip out of this body.
Mm-hmm.
They're angry because they lost that. They don't know what it is that they lost, but they feel like they lost something.
Mm-hmm. What is it that they lost? What is it that you were to
They
them?
lost a chance to love and they didn't know it.
Mm-hmm. And as you slip out of this body, what is the last thought on your head, your mind?
Good riddance.
Good riddance. Very good.
I don't ever want to be like that again.
Mm-hmm.
On this side of, I'm still in the life, but not in the body.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ever want to be that way again. I don't want to be a prize. I don't want to be superficial.
Very good.
I want to be seen, but I don't know who I am to be seen.
And as this experience, this lifetime is over, where do you go next?
Well, I'm still in between. I'm still slipped out of that body. And I actually physically turn around, even though I'm not in a body. And I see a light.
Mm-hmm.
And the light has love in it, which is what I've wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And turn towards it, and it's like I'm vacuumed up into it. I'm just sucked up into that light.
Mm-hmm. How does
And I
that feel?
release. I just release all those feelings of that lifetime. I just release them and
Very
let them
good.
go.
Very good. Releasing that and letting it go.
My whole body
That's it.
expands.
Mm-hmm.
My It's not a physical body, it's an energetic body. And it's like I've been holding all my emotions in and all my sadnesses and all my desires, my yearning for love, for joy. I just release it. It just, all that tightness releases and I open up into this light. I don't even know what the light is yet. It just feels like that which I've been yearning for.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Very good. And what
There's a little bit
else?
of sorrow and anger at those people that I left,
Mm-hmm.
that they didn't step up. They had a chance,
Mm-hmm.
and they wouldn't give me the chance.
Where do you feel that anger and that sorrow? Where is it
No,
located?
I don't actually. I'm releasing it all as I open. I'm just releasing it all.
Very good.
It's not left in me.
Very good.
Because in the end, I won.
Mm-hmm.
I found the love and the acceptance. Acceptance of what? I don't know what. I don't know who I am. It just doesn't matter. I'm just opening into the light. And yet, it feels like I made a vow to not be a decorative person.
When did you make this vow? Was it during that lifetime?
It was after.
It was after. Very good. Tell me more about that vow. What made you take such a vow? What was so horrible about being that type of person? Superficial, a trophy.
Well, it just lent itself to a very, again, the word is superficial, but a lifetime that had no meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So a lifetime that had no meaning, it was all about visuals, how good you
Mm-hmm.
looked, and there was no interior growth.
Mm-hmm. Very
Stifling, and I
good.
didn't want to do that. I don't.
So, as you took this vow and you know exactly what you don't want, what is it that you decide for yourself for the next lifetime? What type of life would you prefer to have this time
Lots of
around?
exciting possibilities,
Mm-hmm.
lots of exciting adventures.
Lots of exciting adventures. Very good. Let's see what happens as you move along, preparing for that lifetime with the exciting adventures. Moving ahead now.
The good word is preparing because there are different lifetimes in between that one and this one is Tina.
Mm-hmm. So, which lifetime are you preparing for now?
All those lifetimes were in preparation for this one.
Mm-hmm. I see. Very good. Now tell me
Uh,
what happens next.
So I'm up there in source in a place where I can see my different lifetimes from that point to this point,
Mm-hmm.
and they're coming into focus.
Very
I
good.
hope. I hope they are.
Yes, they are.
The very next one was a very poor lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was a woman. I'm not in it right now. I'm watching it. And she, interestingly enough, died of starvation.
Mm-hmm. So, as you come back from that lifetime, what are your insights?
I'm looking
And
to see if she had love, and she didn't.
mm-hmm.
But she also wasn't in a privileged class.
Mm-hmm.
She did learn. She was fending for herself, working, but it was working, actually working her fingers to the bone,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever it was. And she didn't, she starved to death, no matter what she did. It was also like being caught, but this time it was being caught in a lifetime of no benefits. Everything you just had to work, work, work.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of drudgery. I don't see any children in that lifetime either,
Mm-hmm.
or even a partner. Just drudgery. I died young.
Very good. So, 2 lifetimes with no love, 1 lifetime feeling imprisoned in a very superficial family, and the next one imprisoned in a life with no benefit.
Now, in this one, I see a life of there was a lot of fun as a child.
Is
A
this the
lot of
same lifetime?
fun. No, a different one.
Mm-hmm. The next
This is
one?
number 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. I can see myself, I feel like a little boy. I don't want to spend a lot of time in this lifetime, so
Mm-hmm.
I die early
Why don't you want to spend a lot of time here?
because I just want to have fun. I don't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get old enough to
Ah,
work.
I see.
I don't want to die from lack of work. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to have fun, enjoy. I don't really see myself connected to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I must be because otherwise I wouldn't have the fun. But that doesn't seem to be the point in that lifetime. It also
Well,
feels kind of selfish, like I was selfish.
mm-hmm.
I was only thinking of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is over very quickly.
So where do you go next? Or what have you learned from that lifetime that perhaps you want to do differently?
But again, it's very dispassionate. Very there's not anybody I'm connected with in any of those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying away from connections because it feels to me in lifetimes connections are dangerous
Mm-hmm. And why is that?
because you get killed for them
Mm-hmm.
or
No.
you get into trouble somehow and it isn't beneficial to make connections. So I'm disconnected again in the third lifetime.
Mm-hmm. And has this lack of connection benefited you in any way so far?
No, it hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It
What?
hasn't actually benefited me. I can feel that it's like trying on different coats. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like that one. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. It's almost like being a this sounds weird. It's almost like being an alien and trying different coats of being human
Mm-hmm.
and not getting involved in being human.
Mm-hmm. Not
And
getting
not
involved.
wanting to cause anybody pain either.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not seeing the pain of when I've died except for my own. And in that third lifetime as a child, a boy, I had fun and I left.
Mm-hmm.
These are very odd.
And where does this idea come from that connections are dangerous? Where did you pick up this idea?
Well, I went into that lifetime as a young woman in a fashionable family that clearly had some money, thinking that beauty would beauty would be the answer and provide connections, but it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't happen. And before that lifetime comes to mind a few lifetimes when I was simply like a slave or a plaything that was to be boxed up and shunned and set aside or not taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's still like being above these lifetimes and watching them like little vignettes. I'm not in them.
Did you feel any love in those lifetimes?
Oh no, those were desperate.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted so much to be loved, but I was treated. I wasn't a dog, but I was treated. I was boxed up and caged like I
Mm-hmm.
was a dog and brought out to be not tortured, but played with. Not even sexually, just toyed
Yeah.
with. Just, there were two lifetimes like that at least, where I was just
Mm-hmm.
toyed with, where I was found on the streets, brought into a home of rich people. I'm going to call them rich people. There was more to them than that. But people with resources that could have other people do for them what they needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually in those two lifetimes. I actually was in a kind of a box, a cage like thing, and was treated just miserably. So that's why I went into that other lifetime as a fashionable young lady,
Mm-hmm.
and it was almost like being in a box. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
seen, and I was demanded to do certain things. And then in that lifetime, I was yearning. I was really sad's not the word. I felt like I had betrayed myself. I thought I would find love and fulfillment in that lifetime, and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So we're leaving those behind.
But as you're caged or boxed in, imprisoned, and played with, for whatever reason, in these different lifetimes, feeling boxed in, intensify that feeling, connect with that feeling, being boxed in, being caged, being played with.
Oh boy, they did. They taunted me with foods. They taunted me like with specifically with foods um like delicious dessert like things or luscious meats, and I was taunted with those and then teased and not allowed them and then given some kind of a cold biscuit or
Mm-hmm.
cold piece of bread, and I was made to watch them while they ate.
Mm-hmm.
That was a form of torture, not physical like beatings, but it was a form of torture by starvation and yearning.
Mm-hmm.
Very odd. Why would anybody do that?
How does that make you feel as they're doing this to you, eating in front of you?
Absolutely desperate.
Desperate. Very good.
Which is akin to how I feel sometimes when I see food here.
Mm-hmm.
Not right now, but which is very akin to how I felt desperate if I don't. Yes, actually, the last few months I've been not as desperate, but I've allowed myself to eat whatever I want. But there was a period where if I couldn't eat, I was desperate to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the exact same feeling as when I'm in the box.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't eat it, there's something really wrong, and I have to eat it. So I did.
Mm-hmm. So
That was a really good question about being in the box because I skipped over that.
this feeling of desperation, what does that make you do in your life as Tina? How does that affect you now?
Oh, I'm ashamed of it, but I eat. If
Mm-hmm.
I see it, I have to eat it. Now I don't have to eat it to excess, but I do have to eat it. It's if I don't eat it, I go into a panic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's directly related to being in that box. Why would they taunt me that way?
Mm-hmm. Very good. Let's go to the last day of that lifetime when you were kept in a box. 3, 2, and 1. Be there now. Where are you?
I'm in the box and nobody cares and I just die.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm all shriveled up. I'm very young still, but it doesn't matter because it feels very old. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't live very many years, but I wasn't important to anybody.
You weren't important to anybody. How does that make you feel? Is your
Horrid.
heart dying now? Such a state. Nobody cares. What is the last thought on your mind in that body?
Just shock that anybody would let anybody else live like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just shock.
Feel that shock. Feel that. What does that remind you of in the life of Tina, that feeling of shock?
I don't know.
Very good. Just feeling shocked that anyone would treat someone like that. How does it affect you? What does that make you do?
There's so much pain in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something about it, but I don't want to feel all that pain.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do anything I can to help anybody. I just don't want to feel the pain. That is too painful to feel.
Mm-hmm. How can you achieve that? How can you help without feeling the pain yourself?
Have a big heart.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Have
be
a
in the
big heart.
heart. Be in the heart.
Very good. Connect with that heart now, that big heart. And think of those people that treated you so horribly that lifetime. Tell me how you feel about them. Are you able to forgive them?
Not yet.
Not yet. Very good. What would you like to tell them?
I don't feel like I have a voice that I can tell them anything.
You have a voice now. Connecting with your voice, able to communicate and express yourself.
My God, there's so much anger.
So much anger. Very
There's a
good.
huge amount of anger.
Mm-hmm. Allow that anger, Allow yourself to feel that anger and tell them how you feel.
They don't care about words.
Mm-hmm. What do
All they
they
care
care
about is
about?
power. It's
Power.
power. They don't care about words.
Mm-hmm. So, what does this anger make you do?
Well, I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be dispassionate.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So, what do you want to be?
Cold. I don't want to be cold.
You don't want to be cold. Very good.
I want to sing and enjoy life. I just want to sing and enjoy life. And be the kind of person that they weren't,
Mm-hmm.
which is full of heart
Very good.
and joy.
Enjoy. And tell me if that is something that you achieve
Oh,
further
yes.
down the line. Very good. Let's go there and tell me what happens there for you to feel that joy.
I just do. I just make the decision. I
Mm-hmm.
found I teach her and teachers who understand that and help me reinforce that in me. But that's what I came in this lifetime to do, is just to feel the joy. But I had to get through a lot of. My mother was that kind of dispassionate person,
Mm-hmm.
completely distanced, and I had to go through that
How did that
childhood
affect you?
and adulthood to find my own joy, because I didn't
Mm-hmm.
find it in the people around me except for my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
On one side, the grandmother on the other side had no joy. She was tired and worn out. And my mother hadn't was that same dispassionate. And I got to remove myself from those reactions to her and just feel my own joy. And that's what I've been doing
Mm-hmm.
for decades, is just building that. Just like building a new foundation in me. That's what I've been doing, building a new foundation.
Building a new foundation. Wonderful.
And I've been building it. It's been actually constructing,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have one in the earthly body.
Mm-hmm.
I've been constructing it
Very good. How did you do that?
using my mind,
Mm-hmm.
my will. I will be happy. I will be joyful. I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am simply. And then opening myself to that same kind of, when you pass into the light and your body opens to the light, that's what I've been constructing here. I just open in meditations or in the mountains, or even during what you would call lovemaking. I just open myself and feel the joy.
Very good. Feeling the joy. And yet, every now and then, as humans, you also experience something other than joy. Perhaps you feel frustrated or angry. Let's see what else it is that you feel from time to time.
But still in that joy, and looking and seeing that one particular woman and other people with her in that lifetime, when I was in a cage, it's like, no matter what I say, she's not going to hear it in that body. but she will experience my joy and realize that's what she really wanted
Mm-hmm.
and learn from that.
Very good. Sending some of that joy to her now. Connecting with that woman.
And that
Radiating.
my joy releases her bondage to her
Mm-hmm.
selfishness. It's not even a matter of asking forgiveness. It's that she feels the joy that I embody and realizes that's what she wanted all along and releases that constrictions on herself and becomes that same kind of joy. This is very different than anything I ever thought of.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's what I do here, which is to be the joy and let other people notice and they can be their own. This is very different than what Alba was talking about in terms of forgiveness. It's not the same path.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more. How is it different?
So it is the same path, but it releases the words, I'm sorry, you're sorry, and it goes straight to the opening of the heart. And it's not just the heart, it's the whole, it's all the aspects of being human. It's the heart, it's the sight, it's the mind, it's the thinking, it's even in the organs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And what happens as you do this?
Well, it's the whole body's just opening, not really exploding, but just opening. And in opening, it releases stuff that it was holding on to that it thought it needed to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just releasing that. They just leave. There's no place for them in this body of light.
Mm-hmm.
It's a metaphor. It's not quite a body of light yet.
And what is it that you release?
Anything that's heavier than light.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happening right now.
Very good.
In this body that's Tina's body that also holds those different lifetimes. Held.
Very good. Letting go, releasing all that comes from those lifetimes that you don't need to hold on to. Tell me what it is that you see leaving your body now.
Say that again.
Tell me what it is that you see leaving your body. What is leaving your body?
There's all kinds of different things leaving the body, like shafts or angers, or the angers actually have a physicalness to them that's like spears or, yeah, spears. Just they're all leaving.
Mm-hmm. And does it matter to you, Tina, who is the brightest, the smartest?
No, because what's most important is simply that your heart is open and you're full, and they feel like metaphors, but they're not metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
You are actually full of light. And something I've known for a long time and I work from is that as I'm light, other people or whoever is light around people resonate with that and then see and feel their own light. This has been a practice of mine for a while,
Mm-hmm.
but it feels very visceral right now. Not a practice at all, a state and a way of being.
Mm-hmm.
And you're here somewhere, Bonnie. I'm not sure where you are. Besides your voice and the picture and you on the Zoom, there's an aspect of you here somewhere.
Connect with that aspect and see what it is trying to tell you.
So it's like an aspect of you, Bonnie, is walking around the light and seeing it and not sure that that could be you
Mm-hmm.
or that you can do that or open that much. And an aspect, please forgive me because this feels extremely personal. So I'm going to assume you're going to forgive me. And some aspect of me is hugging you and treating you like, not treating, the the relationship, and this is not how I, Tina, feel in this lifetime. It's not how I feel with you. However, there are aspects of us like I am hugging you as a child and allowing you to release whatever was constricting you from not feeling and seeing your own light. And that has a lot of power in it right now. I'm feeling power surge through me that comes from you opening your own access to your own light,
Mm-hmm.
which you have anyway, but it's happening with you more. And I'm going to say I'm I'm going to guess that it's right now, but I don't know that. It could be in the future. It could be in a parallel life. I don't know. But it's happening now.
What is it that is happening now?
I am hugging you,
Mm-hmm.
and in your getting hugged with that much openness and light and no agenda, basically.
Mm-hmm.
No, not that aspect. It's not me here. That aspect of me is not forcing on you a vision of who you should be. Freeing you up, almost, that's not quite the right word, allowing the inner part of you to just release and relax. And in that releasing and relaxing, you feel your own flow more. I'm not even going to ask if that makes sense.
And
But there you are.
as this is happening, where are these aspects of you and I?
Looking. It's an energetic aspect. And now it's not me anymore. It is simply you feeling that a love and it's akin to adoration, appreciation of who you are, and allowing more of you to open up. Open up doesn't even begin to describe it. Relax, just relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you in here? Just because.
Why was there a need for this opening up and relaxing today?
Because there's no more need to hold on to anything that is
Mm-hmm.
non beneficial. There's no more need of that at all.
Mm-hmm.
And finding the different places in me that we're holding on to, being tight, being worried, being scared, being desperate.
Mm-hmm.
It's releasing those. It's still happening. Almost like a almost like I'm getting operated on and those are being opened up. But it's me allowing. And here I thought I'd already done that. But in many cases it was simply mental.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this is now energetic moving into the physical,
Mm-hmm.
moving out the physical. I'm seeing myself, my body on top of a coffin. And those old ways of being are metaphorically dying,
Mm-hmm.
being transformed. And yeah, the image of the body on top of the coffin is still there. So letting that dissipate and go. Me being fully in my body like a flower in spring. And yet there are plants where the flower continually flowers. A plant that continually has blooms. And that's where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same bloom at all. And allowing you your own blooms on your own path. And there
Very
we are. That's it.
good. Mm-hmm. Very good. Let's take another look at your heart now as you've removed those spears. Looking at your heart now and tell me what needs to be done there.
To get used to this feeling, this sense of openness,
Mm-hmm.
and not let the old habits of feeling constricted to come back. Just getting used to this sense of openness.
And while your
It's
heart is open, is there anything that you would like to allow inside?
allow other people their own life path, not taking it on,
Mm-hmm.
not needing to change it, and being this open so other people can feel what it's like to be open and work work or release things in their own life path without me having to take on their. It's not about me doing it for them. It's about me being open in this space and allowing them to feel empowered to do their own.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tremendous feeling. There's a lot of vibration in it, different colored bright lights. And rather than than a flow, it's like individual bursts still happening inside my body, as if there were small, even the size of organs, smell cells, or even things the size of organs still opening up and bursting, releasing constrictions.
Very good. Is there anything else that you need to let go of now as you're open? Perhaps that which is causing the bacteria on your face. Is now a time to let go of that.
Looking at it. I'm looking at it and I'm seeing as if from a distance a mountain. It's the tip of the iceberg, as you were saying.
Mm-hmm. And what is beneath that tip?
Lots and lots of held on to pain, sorrows, desperation.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of desperation in the body that
Would you like to let go of that sorrow and desperation?
can we do it in an instant?
Certainly.
I seem to think I need to remember some of those so that I don't inflict those on others.
Very good. Take from it whatever you need: wisdom, compassion, empathy, understanding, discarding what you don't need, like a wrapper. Getting rid of all that is not beneficial to you or to anyone else.
Digging it out, it has different faces on it,
Mm-hmm.
and they float away. I don't hold on to them.
And as they're floating away, what do you notice about them?
They didn't mean to cause me such pain. They
And
were
yet,
blind to my pain because they had their own.
mm-hmm.
And wow, and yes, they are asking. There are many asking for forgiveness as they float away.
Mm-hmm.
There are many, many lifetimes, many givers of pain, apologizing and taking that pain back. Not into them, but taking it out of my body.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Allow that to happen. What would you like to tell them?
Don't do it again to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
No, they won't.
Very good. And I assume that you're going to take your own advice as well and not do all these things that were done unto you,
Hmm.
even if you don't understand that what you do might hurt someone. You do understand.
Hmm.
Even if you're hurting yourself, you have that understanding, that empathy, and you radiate that, and others learn from you. Very good. Is there anything left that you need to let go of now?
I'm seeing the light as it shines through stained glass windows, just really bright. but there's no lead holding the different pieces. It's just pieces. It's just inner light shining through colors out into the world. This feels very good and clean and clear. This feels marvelous.
Mm-hmm. And where is this light shining? Is it just on you?
It's
Or
within me.
mm-hmm.
It's that inner light.
Inner light, beautiful. If that light were a spotlight, or light that shines all over the place, how would you like to regulate that light? Where would you like to focus that light on? Who needs that light? Who needs to see that light of yours?
I'm just feeling it. It's amazing. No need to focus it. Simply be it. So it's bright all the way around. It's not focused on anyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just bright all the way around.
Very good.
Wow, it's relaxing to be in here.
Mm-hmm. Let that light.
Simply relaxing. It simply is.
What are you able to perceive now with this light all around? What are you able to perceive that you were not able to see before? Take a look at your body. What do you see now that you've overlooked? What does that light bring into focus?
It's bringing into focus more light. And again, I'm seeing images of faces. This is a face of a young soldier boy in the war in World War One with that kind of a uniform, and it's fading away. It's coming into light, coming into focus, and then leaving. It's leaving healed.
Is this someone you know in your current life?
No, not that I can tell. It almost doesn't matter if I did or not because it's what matters is the matters isn't a good word here. What is vital is the being of the light. Even being is too much. It's just the lightness of being
Mm-hmm.
is what it is. And in the lightness of being, it releases all those different places that were caught. Have we caught them all?
Very good, allowing that light to cleanse and heal you all around, feeling so light.
It's good. We are done. As long as I continue to remember this feeling. Thank you.
Anchoring that feeling. It will be the most prominent feature of today's session. That feeling. You'll be able to call upon it whenever you like. It'll be there. No need to think about it or look it up. It'll be just within reach. Very good. It's saying goodbye now. Disconnecting from all those lifetimes. Those lifetimes that you have learned so much from. Having forgiven, having let go, having resolved and having cleansed and healed, you're able now to come back with more understanding.
Yes, indeed.
Having more clarity about certain matters. And taking all these lessons with you now to apply in your daily life. 5, coming up, having released and let go of all those unnecessary feelings that you no longer needed to hold on to. 6, coming up, stepping up. 7, starting to feel your body, moving your hands and moving your feet. 8, coming up, up, up. 9 and 10, feeling wide awake and wonderful.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Wow. Wow.
You seem surprised at what came up.
I am. Yeah.
Mm.
Ah. Were you?
A little, because I had 2 sessions with you and they weren't like this one. Like past lives. You had a bunch of past lives now.
All
Like,
at once, yeah.
yeah.